Hey, welcome back. Cooking with Dee. Today, we're going to be making jerky. So what I did is I went to the market and I got about 2.5 pounds of beef top round, which is a roast. And I put it in the freezer for a little bit. And when I say a little bit, you want to put it in there for at least 2 hours, maybe 3. If you leave it in there longer than that, not a big deal. Because when it comes out, it's easier to slice it with your knife. So I'm going to try to slice it because it is pretty frozen. We'll see how far I get in making my slices. So you'll notice that this piece has quite a bit of fat on it. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and throw it in there because whatever I don't eat or whatever's cooked is going to end up being for the big Z dog. So when you're slicing it, you want to make sure that it only has very thin. This, you could cut this off if you wanted to, but like I said, I'm going to go ahead and see how easy it comes off when it's frozen, like that. I could take this off, throw that away, or I can throw it into the dehydrator to make the jerky, which Zoe will love. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it in there. When it becomes cooked, or when it's finally jerky, you'll be able to tell it because it'll have that shine of grease or oil. It'll have that shine on it that tells you that it is fat. So we can cut this off, and when it's frozen, see that fat comes right off of there. So what I'm going to do is chop up this whole thing, and then we're going to make the sauce, marinate it overnight, and then tomorrow I'm going to throw it into the dehydrator. And then by dinner time, I'd say maybe 8-10 hours later, because I'm chopping it up so thin, we're going to have jerky. All right, here we go. So I used about a tablespoon of pepper and about 1.5 tablespoons of salt. You can kind of see it granulated down there. Now, I've been known just to put salt and pepper on my meat and then put it in the dehydrator, but today we're actually going to make a special sauce to marinate this in. Okay, here's our ingredients. We have Panda Express, the sweet chili sauce, which is so good. I don't know if you've ever had that. That's really good. And then Kikkoman soy sauce, or you can use whatever brand. You can even use the light one that has the less sodium. And then we have chopped garlic. And here we go. Let's see what we can do. Adding the garlic. Adding the sweet chili sauce. And the soy sauce. And about 2 tablespoons of water right there. I'm going to mix that up. Yummy, yummy. Now you want to taste it. See if that's the taste that you like. I would probably add a little bit more garlic to that. Just a little bit, not much, because that's going to go a long way. So we put a teaspoon before, now we're going to put like another teaspoon in there. Stir that up pretty good. There we go. And since we've already salt and peppered our meat, you can see that in there. We're going to go ahead and just pour this over and just slowly stir it once we get it in there. There we go. Now, because this isn't going to be going into the dehydrator tonight, we're going to put it in first thing tomorrow. We're going to go ahead and put this in a Ziploc bag for safekeeping in the refrigerator. Go ahead and seal it up, let the air out. Wipe off the outside because we know we got juices there. And then All we're going to do is just squish it in there. There we go. Good job. Yay. And that's how we marinate. Okay, until tomorrow, we're going to put this in first thing in the morning, and it should cook about 8 hours or so, maybe 10, in the dehydrator. Okay, we're up early. We have the dehydrator set up. Put the rings on back to back to back. In case you're interested, that's the brand name there. And I think I paid 20 bucks for it at Walmart. So it comes in really handy. When I was a kid, we would hang up the meat, the Carne Seca, in the garage because during the winter, it's extremely cold and dry. And it was safe. There we would put cloth over it. And within a few short weeks, you'd have jerky. We would take it off of the strings that are in the garage and then put it in a clean cloth towel, like a dish towel. Linen, and bundle it up, tie it up in a knot, almost like a pillowcase type of material. And then we'd put it on the hot water heater so that was like the warmest room in the house that was dry, and then let it finish curing or drying for another couple weeks. It was hard to keep my fingers off of that. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to put our meat on these circular things. There's 4 of them down there, and then we're going to turn it on, and this is what it looks like once I put the meat on. And you can see we only used 3 of the trays. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, we have the extra one here. So this is what it looks like. And as it dries, you can combine it with another tray. So probably by the time this is done, we'll only be using 2 trays. And as it comes off and you combine it, because the meat shrivels up and dries out, then we clean it and we put the tray away, and then you're good to go. And so right now it's 5:16 in the morning, and so I figure by 9 o'clock I'll be able to probably get one of these trays done, and then probably by noon we'll be having jerky. So we'll see how long it takes, and see how close I am to that estimation. All right, let's do this. There you go. You can hear it. Rain lights on. Good to go. Okay, it's 7:20 in the morning. It's time to move this meat around, see what we got going on. So take off the lid. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. So we're going to take off this first one. Take off the second one. And so you can kind of see how it's starting to shrivel up a little bit, make some more room. We'll easily be able to get rid of another tray here. Just move this all together. And I'll take some of this center tray, so you can still kind of see it's really soft. Some of them starting to get a little crunchy there. That's good. I like that. You kind of hear the crunch as you're lifting it. Just spot there towards the center. So that's good. This one back on. I have to go in a specific order with this. The trays do. So these ones pretty much have to touch every piece of meat again anyway, just to turn it over. I wish you could smell this. This smells amazing with the marinade we put on it. Some of these pieces are pretty big. Very still pliable, from the ones from the top shelf. And some of them are, I tried to cut the meat as, evenly as I could, like the same thickness. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Move some of these around. Pieces here. Actually, this one's kind of dry. I'm going to try that. It's a little soft, but try it again in another couple hours. I'm still hopeful for noon that this will be completed. Okay, it's 8:40 in the morning. It's been another hour or so. So we're gonna check on this. And if there's any ones that are dry or crispy enough, like not bendy, like crispy, we're gonna put them in our linen towel and then fold this up and keep it there. So let's start with the bottom tray. Flip these around. Quite a few of them still feel quite wonga. That's my word, wonga. This one, yeah, that's still, see how that's still kind of bendy? We still want it to be, crisp. Like I have a feeling this one's going to be good. Well, see, even this one is still kind of crispy. I mean, kind of wonga too. Look at that. It's going to be good. I think Zoe's going to want that one. I'll just pull that out to her. Put these around. Yeah, some of these are going to be great. Pull that off. That one's done. This one's done. Throw that in there. Air so it can flow to the top. These around, flip them around. There we go. Some of these are looking pretty good. So I'm going to add a couple of these ones because this one's really soft. Put that down there and maybe even switch some of these to put them on the top rack. Quite. And it's been an hour. We still have a few more hours to go. Oh, see, this one just fell apart. So those are done. Kind of small pieces, but still. Oh yeah, he's got feeling pretty good. And you can kind of tell by touching them when it's good enough to eat. You don't want it to be too underdone. Although it is steak's meant to be eaten at any consistency as far as rare or well done. But this is one thing that I like to eat that's crispity, crunchity in my mouth. So, put the lid back on. I'm going to fold this up so that it's protected. There we go. And we'll be back. All right, it's 10:02 in the morning. Another hour's passed. Let's see what we can find here. And then just a quick note, before you go touching the meat, make sure you wash your hands, which I did. So you can see kind of like that glaze from the fat. That part will be cut off and given to the Z-Dog. That one's done. Pieces over there. Don't judge me, a few pieces are missing. A few of these are done. Not too bad. I give them a little squeeze. A little squeeze there. They feel crunchy. It's done. This one's still kind of wonga there. Oh, that was cooked off there. Might have been done. closer to the air. That still needs a little bit of time there. Almost done, almost done, almost done. Maybe the next hour or so. There we go. Have to open those up. We'll be back. All right, it's 11:22. I think we're done. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Plug our machine. Give it a clock. All that goodness in there. Oh yeah, this is done. Let's just put it right in the clock. There's the goods. So we'll wrap that up, let it cool off for an hour or so. It's good to eat. You can eat it warm too if you want to. Major thing I can tell you is that you want to over season your meat with salt and pepper, because even after it is marinated, meat's going to soak up a lot of that salt and you're not going to be able to taste it. Add some garlic salt or garlic powder if you want to as well. We've also been known to drizzle honey into the marinade and let that soak up overnight as well. You can throw that on there. Throw some red pepper and chili flakes, or you can also pour a Dr. Pepper or a root beer into a saucepan and cook it over medium heat for about 20 minutes, and then put that in with your meat once it's cooled. And it gives it that sweet and spicy if you add the red chili flakes or red chili powder in with it. It's pretty good. All right, this has been Cooking with Dee. Great day.